I know you're trying to get the crowd hype, but that's not the way to get the crowd hype.
But watch this. He didn't say he wasn't lying when he said though.
I was trying to stay away from that.
Brandon, I seen a young black male by the name of Jonathan Kurt, aka the Baby. He was making a lot of headlines for allegedly assaulting people, doing things like this. Do you see a high likelihood of black males being more violent than other non-black
Other
males?
races, yeah. Like I say, being black is one of the hardest things to do on this planet compared to other races, just because we have to go through so much with our own people that are, I guess, going through traumatic experiences and not healing and just being toxic, and they don't know how to deal with it. We don't have any programs to help people get through grief. Like, he lost his brother. I'm pretty sure he's experienced some violent acts in his past before he even became a rapper, the big rapper that he is now. If you're not healing from things that happen, it kind of snowballs into, more trauma for you later on, and it gets you into some sticky situations.
Now you use that word I hear a lot these days, toxic. What the hell you mean, like nuclear waste? What is
Well,
toxic?
I kind of looked up what toxic was because, you, like you say, you hear it so much. Let me try to pull it up real quick. Very harmful and unpleasant and persuasive or insidious ways.
Okay, so what's harmful and unpleasant again?
Harmful means something that could cause you harm just by being around it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So if somebody's toxic, their toxicity can rub up off on you depending on how you're dealing with that person. So you got to be careful, and you got to protect yourself from toxic people.
So, but the baby, shit, I believe he's a multimillionaire.
Hmm.
Why he'll still allegedly leak out with this violence?
Well, because he has never healed. I mean, he's still going through traumatic things. He has people around him that aren't checking him like he needs to be checked. And he has to take some self accountability and get himself some help because he's spiraling out of control. It seems like it's something every 3 months with the baby, whether he's fighting someone, he's having issues with his baby mama, either one of his baby mothers. I think the latest thing is what he beat up somebody. Well, one of his security guards or friends or homeboys hurt somebody, shoved him to the ground at an Airbnb.
Yeah, I heard a story that they was written out a place in California, and I think per the terms of the Airbnb, you can't have more than 12 people at
which
the
is
house,
which is reasonable.
which is reasonable. We all understand people. If you have a lot of people, shit go get wear out and something go get broken or stolen.
Right, right,
And I think the owner, the owners, be Snoopy owners.
right.
He said,
They
"Oh,
already know who to check on and who not to check on. They already knew they was gonna have an issue.
I think somebody called, hey, white man, like, you got all these people in front of your house. You need to come over here and check on them."
Right, right. The neighbor probably called, be
Yeah.
like, I don't know what's going on. Tomorrow, we're just letting you know. Go ahead.
And then the man did a drive by, notice all these people. Now, business is a business, right?
Hmm.
What caused the reaction to happen like that on that little clip?
Right.
What caused that?
Well, I didn't see the clip, but
Bring
you
up the
have.
clip, Brandon.
Okay, hold on.
Bring up the clip.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
He put his hands on him. It's on camera. It's on the good one. It's on no, it's on the good one. I play it back for you, right? Look at him. He's steady walking. And you put it.
Now, why do you think they need to do that man like that?
Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
We don't know what the man did
We
before.
don't. We don't.
We don't know what the man did before.
But do you know you're a black man in America? You do know that.
Maybe. Maybe.
If he didn't say the N word, I don't think it's grounds to do all of this. But go ahead. What's your
Well,
take on that?
we don't know what he did on camera, but we do know this. Jonathan Kurt, aka the baby, is a multi-millionaire.
Right.
And how American works, you go for the big cheese, the big rap. All right. So in that video, we seen the baby in the background. Supposedly, I can't
Right.
tell, but one person on the scene was, I guess, tussling with the white guy.
Mm-hmm.
But who did the man come back and sue?
The baby.
Why is that, Brandon?
Because he's the one the money is attached to.
There you go.
You can sue that guy. You're not gonna get anything. You'll lose money actually suing the person that assaulted you. But so who are you gonna go after? The person that is in charge of this operation, who was shooting the video.
And that's why you said don't surround yourself around toxic people, your environment.
Right.
So, see, it's something to call a concept called the circle of a five. Let's say a person makes up the 5 closest people that person is close to or talk to. So if the people around you about nonsense, poor mindset, bad judgment, most likely that's gonna be you too.
Right.
So I do think the baby needs to surround himself by a different set of people and also get some counseling.
Right.
Because I seen the video of him slapping a woman for holding up the phone in his face.
Yeah, in the club.
Yeah.
But people would think that if you have a bunch of money, you should be happy. You're carefree. You shouldn't have any issues. You're a millionaire. You're a superstar. People love you. What he shouldn't have any issues, right? Money should fix all your problems mentally and the things around you. Because you should be able to buy your way into whatever feeling you want. If you want to be happy, you should be able to spend money, and that should bring you happiness. That should change the lives around you. His friends shouldn't be toxic. His money should be able to change their lives where they're more positive and they don't even have to worry about trying to put their hands on somebody. Why does that not work?
You could take a man out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the man
That's true.
without recognize that condition and
seeking it. You have to seek the change that you're trying to. You're right. You can't just want to change your behavior and not do anything. You have to take the steps to grow as a man and learn the things you need to learn and change some of the behaviors that you do have.
And also, here's another thing about Mr. Kurt. He may need to learn how to control his emotions better.
Mm-hmm.
Because he may be appearing. Now, I like the guy. I mean, he's a great.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with him. He's from Charlotte. That's Charlotte. From the Carolinas.
But he may have a problem holding his emotions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to other males. Because when you see some clips of him just walking, like this happened last week or the week before. I guess he was at a concert. He was behind stage walking. And he tried to sucker punch his own artist.
Right.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that too. And his artist was trying to fight back. I'm not sure what happened afterwards, whether the guy still signed, did they make up? It should be some focus shown on that, because if you're gonna fight your own artist, you're kind of with the sucker punch. Right. With the sucker, like you need to try to correct this thing. It's like something happens and he keeps moving forward. You know what I mean? And you can't heal that way. You can't change your behavior if you're never really addressing it, sitting down and thinking and like, you know what? I'm sorry about this. I should have went about it a different way. How can we correct it?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of did that when he got called out for that for the HIV thing he said at the concert, but it took him losing a lot of money, messing up his business before he was like, you know what? I apologize for what I did. And sometimes that's not a true feeling. That's not how he really feels. Like he's not really sorry for what he said. He's just sorry he's losing money behind what he said.
I was watching a video clip and a guy said, what makes a man come on stage out of nowhere and blur out some stuff he blurs out? Mm-hmm. What made him that? What happened in his life? Did somebody touch him?
Right. That was a little odd. He might have had an encounter, might have saw somebody, that day that kind of rubbed him the wrong way and made him think the way he thought, and he just started voicing it that way. Alcohol get involved, marijuana.
I don't know, Brandon. That's like me coming up here and say what he said out of nowhere. Blah, 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 blah.
Right,
Like
right, yeah. Yeah, that had nothing to do with anything. You don't have any songs like that. Like, it was very direct what he was doing. If he had a message, or, he was trying to push something, do it a different way. I don't think that's the way to do it. I know you're trying to get the crowd hype, but that's not the way to get the crowd hype.
but watch this. He didn't say he wasn't lying what he said though.
I was trying to stay away from that.
Yeah,
But honestly, yeah, I didn't see anything. I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't see anything wrong. He didn't lie. I mean,
wrong time,
right,
wrong place.
right, wrong time, wrong place. And if a certain group is, running certain industries, they're gonna check you on that. And if you don't have the power backing you to, have the counter there, what they're gonna do, you're gonna have to apologize.
All right, let me back up my last statement why I say he didn't say anything wrong anyway. Because people may take that out of context.
That's true.
Number one, indecent exposure and sexual acts in public is against the law. So having fellatio inside a car, inside a public location is against the law. Number three, HIV is devastating the black community. Mm-hmm. So we have a problem not practicing safe sex. We have a problem not getting tested. So right there is bad too. So that's the reason why I said he didn't say anything wrong. He just said it the wrong way.
Right, right. How you say things, dictate how people take it. So he might have something on his heart that he wanted to get off, but he got it off the wrong way. And it just wasn't necessary for that time. People are not there to hear that. They wanted to hear the raps about murdering and killing black people. But, don't say anything, don't say anything about a certain community right now. They're not trying to hear that. They just want to hear about how you're going to beat up and kill black men. But go ahead.
But he's a gangster rapper, so what do you expect? Do you expect
to
get some wisdom,
right? Some positivity. But see, that's the thing that's weird. Like, you should be, if you're gonna disrespect people or disrespect a gender, you should be able to do it around the board. But it seemed like it's a certain group of people that you can't talk about. Not just one group. It's a couple groups that you can't talk about, or it's going to be offensive. But you can, destroy black men and talk about them, and destroy black women and talk about them however you want to, and it's fine. So,
Dave Chappelle on his Netflix series, The Closer, he talks about the baby. Mm-hmm. He said the baby was at a Walmart and shot and killed another black person.
Right.
Nothing happened to his career. But when the baby hurt some gay folks' feelings.
Right. Now he's under attack. But you see, they brought that tape, the footage out, and they want to try to say the cops need to look back into the case. Yeah, it's like the case is already over with. Why they released the Walmart footage? Did you see it?
I seen it now. Yeah. Hold on. I see it now.
So how did you feel about that? Because you're a gun carrier. You have firearms. You want to protect yourself.
I don't need firearms to protect myself.
I'm not saying that, but you want to protect yourself when you're out. And if somebody is stepping to you, how that guy stepped to him, do you think he did anything wrong?
First of all, Brandon, you don't have the whole clip, so you don't know what the guy does.
That's true. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know how I feel because I can't really see. It's like we're missing parts of what happened.
I see. You seen the part with somebody being aggressive, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing. America has a gun problem and a love for guns. They put Jesus, the baby Jesus, and an AK-47 on the same level. Mm-hmm. They have a love for guns, and if you have the complexion for the protection, you can use these guns to defend, to be the aggressive, or to defend yourself.
Right.
Now, we've seen in the news a lot of times where an individual with a weapon starts something up. You ever heard of Trayvon Martin before?
Yes.
Start something up, be the aggressive, approach the danger, start some beef. I'm scared.
And then turn to a victim.
Yeah, I'm scared for my life. Now you walk down 5 flights of stairs and ran out there to Alpha.
Right.
I fear for my life. I gotta put my gun to shoot.
Right.
You see, now Trayvon with Zimmerman, he had the halfway complexion for the protection because he was brown. That's why they went to court.
Right.
If he was straight white, it'd be
It
we don't
wouldn't
need
even
to go
be
to court.
right.
We don't need to go to court for this. But you see, with that, people could use it. But in this case, the baby, this when I saw the video, I was shocked because it appears like the baby had white people protection.
And why do you say that? Just because? I mean, he did. I think I'm not sure.
Escape.
Yeah,
He could have escaped. Stand your ground. He went forward. He didn't.
but that's what I'm saying. Like he had it's like he had stand your ground in North Carolina, which I don't do. They don't have stand your ground like that in North Carolina, do they?
I don't in North. When I applied for my concealed carry, the first option was to get away. That's what you're trained to do is get away first. So I don't know if they changed the laws, but a licensed firearm instructor, the first thing you do is get away.
Right.
And usually stand your ground laws, you don't have to get away.
Yeah, and that's what I say. He could have did that, but it seemed like he felt I'm not going to say he felt comfortable, but that's what he did. He chose what he chose. I think he saw somebody else because didn't a guy like look like he was about to pull or whatever? He was kind of lit.
If you have a weapon, you may be justified of shooting somebody.
Right.
But I don't know. In that clip,
it's just hard. It's hard to process what really happened. Like you see a view, but you're not sure exactly what happened, exactly what was said. It's just a lot of things we don't know, and we don't have his testimony, and we don't have what his account. Okay, well, did you go over it? I mean, I don't know. He's innocent. They've already said he's innocent, so they let him off of that. It's just weird that they're trying to bring it back up now.
I could have sworn on the Breakfast Club 3 years ago. I think he said he was in the aisle shopping with his family, coats,
right?
Coats. And the man came up to him, and that's what happened.
Right.
Fuck, I don't see no damn winter coats around there.
Right. It was food. He was in the food area. Right. It just seemed different. Right. It seemed a lot different from what I pictured it before. And I didn't see him. I didn't see him wrestling in my mind before when he was telling the story. But now it's like just a whole new thing. Like I don't know. I'm like, we're not gonna bring it back up because it's a closed case, but they want to. And then he had a guy break into his estate where he lived. I guess the guy wandered in.
No, Brandon, come on now.
I'm just telling you.
No, restate that statement, Dad. Don't come on now.
Well, let me tell you what I heard. They were saying the guy, he wanders around and he wandered into his property, and they were saying it's impossible to wander into the baby's estate. You had to climb a fence and you had to go with somebody else. But that's just how they paint it, because they want to make it seem like the guy is more of a victim than somebody who broke into his house. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to change the narrative because of who it is. If it was Tom Cruise, it would be a little different. Like it would just be somebody broke in, but they want to give the guy, a little bit more credit, so he'll be leaned on as a victim a little bit more, not just somebody broke in.
Well, I can say this: Tom Cruise shot the man in his chest and he had died. At least the baby got some courtesy to shoot the man in the leg.
Right. Well, Tom Cruise might have had some security, would have shot him and killed him anyway. We wouldn't even heard about it. But so how do you think he handled that? Like, and the 911 call was a little weird too, because remember I said I'll kill somebody and I'll call 911 and I'll be like, yeah, I just killed somebody. Y'all come and get him. The way he handled
man, you talking wrong, man. See, that's what have you talk to no cops.
But I'm saying, remember how we talked about that on the last thing? I was saying I was gonna kill him, and that was wrong. But the way the baby handled this, the 911 person was trying to get too much information from him, and he was acting like he wasn't cooperating. No, the baby was being smart by not giving away all his statements there because they could be used against him in court. Correct. Like he was saying last time. So that's all I was saying. Correct. And the guy was getting upset with him. He was like, so you're not going to cooperate with me? Y'all need to come down here and get this man. Somebody just broke into my house. I don't know who's with him. I don't know anything like that, but y'all need to come on. This is not an investigation we're doing over the phone. But that's how they try to get you.
And is he breathing? Can you go help him? You hear the motherfucker screaming, don't you?
But I guess they figured it was a white life, and they need to save that white life. It would. I don't ever remember them going like if the roles were reversed, the races were reversed. I just don't think they would be doing it like this. They would be treating this guy that way. Like you could hear him in the background moaning and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they were the 911 person was more worried about the guy on the ground, not the person that. I mean, they could have killed the baby right there. We don't know what happened.
What you think they're gonna do? You go break into the baby house and make some pancakes for them?
Right, right,
They're gonna do
right.
that.
But that's just how it is, and it's just another thing that happened to the baby, and it's starting to snowball into something else. So I'm not worried about him, but I think he needs to kind of sit down a minute and kind of just gather himself, just because it's just not heading in the right direction. Like you have everything he might have wanted to be rich and famous, a big rapper, but you also want your mental health to be okay as you get older so you can enjoy your life. You have kids, you
Mm-hmm.
have a girlfriend or baby mama or whatever. You want to make sure their lives are okay so they can take care of your children and they can grow up and have a normal life. But this chaotic stuff, I'm not sure. A lot of rappers end up doing all this stuff. They rap this violent stuff and end up doing it in real life and end up behind bars. So that's something we need to be thinking about as men, not encouraging that kind of music. So they have to feel like they have to live that kind of life, and people are always after them and being combative with them, and it's going to end up in jail. Somebody going to end up in jail or dead.